Alright. Hello everyone. Welcome to another video here. This is obviously the new Heist border crossing. Semi-stealth. Almost all the loot. I mean, almost practically all the loot. Just I missed the armor and the bunch of bags that don't appear on day one. So I thought I would do some like after commentary because there's no way that I was going to be able to do commentary while filming this. So yeah, as you can see, I'm throwing ninja stars at this door right now because it's easier to use the stars than wasting my ammo. Now, a cool thing, as I demonstrate here, that you can do is if you have Sixth Sense, you can tell if the camera guy is up there, which makes it actually a lot more helpful determining how you want to play this out. Now, if you ever played like Big Oil, then you get the basic gist of what to do here. Just eliminate all the guards and everything. Now, one thing that I don't think a lot of people are pointing out, that you might actually want to avoid getting civilians down, just because they disappear. Like, everything on the first day disappears on the second day. The only thing that carries over is the 4 meth bags that you take. Now, as you can see, I'm throwing some ninja stars at these guys just because it's easier, and I go around pretty much just shooting or ninja starring everyone because I don't want to waste ammo. So yeah, and then I missed this guy, which fires his gun but doesn't set anyone off, so I was like, oh, okay. That happens a few times in this heist. Like, there's some weird, like, I don't know if it's just on my end, but like there's some weird audio cuts depending on where the person is. That happens a lot in this game. So I just restart the drill, which I guess a lot of people were saying that it's easier just to open up the safe and grab the loot, but I mean, you can do other things while, you know, that's going on. So at the start of this heist, you gotta find this door, as you can see there. And there's 3 possible things. Now, if the door was down there by that one worker, I would have gotten, I probably would have tied him down, but I didn't because it didn't spawn there. You can see I take these guys down. I see this guy notices someone. I shoot him. I don't know if I'm going to play the whole thing, but I'm going to try. There's a total of 5 civilians that can spawn. 2 workers, 2 outside pedestrians, and then 1 inside girl. As you can see, I checked the table a few times just to make sure what code I'm looking for. Because if you don't know, this heist, it takes the element of kind of like a diamond heist in a way, where you got to enter a code in the pad to unlock the big vault and everything. But it basically opens up to the next day or heist. Well, it's all in one heist, but it just opens up to the you know, hangar and everything. So I'm throwing the meth bags by the door, that way it's easier to take them out. And then I take care of these guys, which I shoot him, shoot that guy. I think what happens here is I actually miss someone. Oh no, I just this guy. Yeah, so he fires his gun, and the worker outside is still not phased, which is great, you know. So, you know, probably founded 2009. So yeah, there's a series of codes that can happen. There's the reset code. There's the when someone was in prison code. There's also the obviously the when they were founded, and the bathroom code. Those are all the codes that I so far know. I don't know if there's a 5th one. I think there is, but I've not gotten it yet. So I grabbed the blueprints to get the armor. If you don't know, there is Roman armor in this in the next heist, which it's basically a reference to Shadow Raid. Because, you know, you're dealing with Murkies, I guess, but not really. like, all these people in these heists work for the Mercuries, but, you know, you don't actually see any Mercuries unless you go loud, so. Which, I mean, to be fair, helps, you know, conserve ammo and everything, so you don't have to worry about wasting more ammo. So now we're in Mexico, and this is honestly the best spot that I can get, is this part right here, because I'm close to the hangar and I can pretty much run around the whole map. There's only a few things that threw me off guard while playing this, but I'll probably talk about that in a bit. So you want to leave the civvy right here. For whatever reason, he doesn't get scared, like he doesn't get down. They just let him play the whole conversation. So I grab the body bag here. Now, in my HUD it says there's 12 guards, but that's not actually true. I guess Overkill used a new player model, and this player model, right, the new security player models, they don't count within my thing. I don't know, maybe if it's just I messed up the HUD and I need to fix it, but so far I'm pretty sure all of them are cartel members, because anytime I kill one of the security guys, they don't count within the cartel or gangster. So as you can see, that's the vault right there. Now, if this was fully shadow rayed, oh, I forgot about this bit. Yeah, the Overkill left a door there that doesn't exist. I guess the door is random, but it's a little odd of why Overkill would. Anyways, so where was I? Oh yeah, so the vault, it doesn't work entirely like Shadow Raid. The way that it works is, it works a little bit more like, I think more like Big Bank maybe. Or, no, not like Big Bank. It more works like Go Bank, where you have to put 2 key cards in for the timer to start. That's how this vault works. For the longest time, I thought, oh, it's like Shadow Raid, so I need to put them at the same time. No, you don't have to do that. So I thought I'd let people know about that one. So, in case if you're still stuck, because I looked up the wiki to understand half of these things, and I wasn't grasping that it wasn't fully like. They said it was like Shadow Raid, but I thought that meant, oh, so it's entirely like Shadow Raid. But they meant like it's like, as in terms of like, it just has the aspect of the armor and there's a vault. So I get a little risky here. Now, there's 2 ways to play this heist, and they're a little bit complicated, I would say. Also, I guess I should go into my decisions of why I pick certain assets. It's usually what I pick when I play, for instance, it's usually what I pick when I play, Election Day. I usually put the body bags right there, and I have the ladder there. Now there is another ladder within this heist that I don't use ever, but I still buy it. I don't know why. I can actually invest that money in body bags, because again, there's 12 gangsters, cartel members in this heist, and with the amount of skills that you have in body bags, right? So if you have 3 body bags, 1 in the heist, and then 2 at your side, you have a total of 9, and then plus the ones that you get by default, or, you know, by also skill, that rounds it up to a total of 11. Now, I don't know if I really need that ladder, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, this one in here. But I buy it every time, I don't know why. So, now we're in this hangar, so there's only ever 1 guard that you know, roams around here. Now there is 2 other ones that can roam around here so far as I know, but there's one that like mainly runs around here. So as you can see, I start putting the bags by this little bucket. The reasoning for this is because it's just easier for me. Like, I like to put all the bags here because if you have such a short spawn to the entrance of where you came from, you could just put the bags behind the cart and none of them will see it. So it's an easier system, at least for me. Now I start knifing the drill. And I don't even know why I put the bags here. I kill the guy anyways later. But so you have a total of 11 body bags throughout this entire heist. Now, again, I don't know if you can get another one. I bet you can if you get rid of the ladder, because I really don't need it, to be honest. Unless, again, I'm playing on Death Wish just because I didn't want to do the death sentence, you know, all loot kind of thing. Even though I actively try to go for all loot, just because I have that in me of just whenever I play a heist, I have to get all loot. So I kind of just I jump around here, and I feel like it's just easier to kill the guard anyways, just because you have this entire area free, you know. So I just decided to kill him. Now, I know one guard that comes through here. I don't remember the other one, but the one guard, which I'm pretty sure I'll demonstrate later. But yeah, 2 guards can come through here. I'm kind of jumping around, but yeah, I decided not to go the all loot run. Or well, no, I wanted to go the all loot run just because it's, you know, it's something engraved in my soul and everything. But you know, I couldn't. So actually, I wonder if it did lower down. I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye on that one. Anyways, I'm walking through here and they don't see me, which is a little odd. Yeah, I would highly recommend a lot of body bags, because if you have a lot of body bags, then you pretty much all you need to do is kill the cartel members, and you get a lot of like that out of your way. Now, of course, you might want to have some body bags. This is where it kind of comes into like maybe you should have extra players with you. Like this one, I think is a really hard one to solo stealth, at least for me. So yeah, see that door right there? I'm gonna highlight this bucket right here. So a guard can come through here, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's overkill forgetting to add something or if that bucket is just invisible. But I put the bags there, and the one guard that comes through here, he will not see them. He does not see them. And like he walks through that door, the barrel room door, to the door outside over here to my right. And he does not see the bags. So I don't know if Overkill messed up right there, but I don't know what it is. So I tell these guys to get down, and I have enough cable ties, thankfully, to get everyone down. I move these guys to the crate, or this room over here. Now I am using a mod that allows me to move 2 guys at once. I feel like I should mention that, because you know. Anyway, so I start grabbing some bags here, and I start hopping around. Now, as you can see, if you saw from the American to the Mexico crossover, there's nothing from the previous heist carries over to the next heist. I think even the gauge packages, like, they get lowered on the this heist, because I didn't pick any of them up. I actively avoided them because there's no reason to go for them on this heist. So yeah, I start moving the bags over here. But yeah, if you have like a group of people, I highly recommend bringing body bags. And I don't really like ECM rushing. That's just something that I actively dislike, because I feel like, you know, ECM rushing, you're not actively like playing the heist like fully stealth, you're just rushing it, you know. That's why there's a whole terminology for it, ECM rushing. So I highly recommend maybe have one guy with 2 ECMs and 1 body bag, and then, or 2 guys with 2 ECMs and 1 body bag, and then the other 2 guys with body bags. Because if you can get rid of a lot of the cartel members or gangsters in this heist, it makes your life so much easier, because you can actively go through certain areas, like the main area, where the trucks and 2 weapon crates are. Oh, by the way, I see this guy. I look over to the reason why I'm confused at this is because I didn't know a dude could go through here, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna put all the drills on, because I do not want to lose the this heist. So, anyways, I start moving around again, and usually I go up that ladder, because if you go up there, you can actually figure out if that camera room, right, that guy in the camera room, there's 2 camera rooms you can spawn, but the one up there, you can stand and you can see if he's up there, and it's really useful. So then I start playing the risky game of going through here, and I did not see this guy. And see what I mean by it makes your life so much easier, which I see him move, he nudges over, and then he stays here the whole fucking time. So that's why if you have a group of friends, I highly recommend bringing body bags so you can kill the gangsters, because they're so annoying. Like, it just makes your life so much better. It makes it easier. As you can see, this is the area that I was talking about with the weapons and everything. If you take out those cartel members, it makes your life so much easier. You can just grab the weapons and then just leave. But you can still grab the weapons without worrying too much. So I keep moving the bags in this area. I kind of have a system where all of the stuff in that warehouse, I just put on the little the mop, the water bucket, whatever you want to call it, and then everything else I kind of just like carry around and stuff. So I have a weird system. Usually if there were 2 guys here, like the ones that are by the other truck, on the other side, usually I would if there's a guy crossing, I just grab one of the meth bags or the loot down here, and I just move it in. Which, by the way, if there are 2 guys there, I highly recommend just going, like, hugging against that the crate that you have to blow up when you go loud. Hug that, and then you should be good. But if you have something like Coke, you can just, like, kind of sprint and, like, jump hop over there, bunny hop over there, and you should be good. So I start hopping around as I do, because it's faster for me. Usually there's a guy here, but there wasn't, so it made it a little bit easier, but this one was not going to be easy. So you probably see, the containers and everything, and it's like, oh, it's like election day. Well, I don't know how many guards there are on this level, because again, every time that I killed one of the gangsters, it only lowered the gangster one and didn't actually lower anything else. So now I'm caught in a hard place because there's a guard, and there's a gangster across from me. But thankfully I got a Coke bag so I could just run with it. And there are 3 things that you can get from this heist. There's Coke, weapons, also this little chute here was really useful. And money. I think the best one is probably Coke, just because you can run with it. As you can see here, I grabbed one of the assault rifles. You can't open the trucks, which is, I thank God, because that would be too much pressure on my hand. But yeah, so I throw the bag here. That way I could finish my mission with the Coke bag over here. Let's see, what else could I talk about? So, yeah, you can get 3 things from this heist. You can get, the main objective, I guess, of like what you're supposed to grab. So they're going to be cocaine, money, or assault rifles. Again, I think Coke is the best. Money is probably the second best, and then assault rifles is probably the worst one to have on this one, just because they're so heavy, and they give you a lot more money than the other ones, but in terms of, just like, it just doesn't feel right. I honestly feel like the Coke is a lot better. And of course the meth bags give you $2 million, so, if you're really looking for some money, make sure you grab those. So then I start running back to grab the assault rifle here. I don't know what else I could really add, you know. This heist is a pain in the ass. As you can see, I wanted to watch this card, see how he moves, learn his, you know, the way he walks and everything. As you can see, his name is Indoors, so he mainly wants to run indoors, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I do not. I really like this the loud part of this heist. I think it's really fun, but the stealth part is really irritating, especially for solo. At least for me, it was. I feel like if I had a group of people with me, I could really. Yeah, see, look, the assault rifles are worth 6,000, 15, you know, $615,000 dollars. So, you know, they're worth a lot of money if you want to grab them. Is this where I got confused? No, this isn't where I got confused. I think I got confused later on, but I'm also trying to tell whether or not I go faster if I look to the other side, but I don't think that ever worked out. So I start moving back, and there isn't really much to talk about within this heist. I'm betting if I try to do it again, it'd probably be a lot easier. I think this is one of them where I had this idea for a stealth series where I do like the basic and then I do, you know, all the skills. And I'm starting to really think that, you know, oh yeah, I was freaking out at this point because it was like there's a guard coming at me and then there's the gangster. And then this, like, these two guys just sit here, and this really pissed me off. But if you had like a group of people, like, this is probably like a really easy heist, just because if you take out all the gangsters, and then if you just try to play to people's strengths, like one person could be on the security room in there, activating all the gates, and then the other person can just be opening them, which is another thing that I was worried about, where I was really confused of what that room did. Like, I understood they were supposed to unlock stuff, but like every time I looked, it was like, oh, it's not unlocking, you know? Little did I know that you had to manually go down there, press the keypad, and then it unlocks it forever, which is cool, but that's like never explained. And plus you have to think players are going to be worried. Oh, I was freaked out here too. Players are going to be worried, at least I was, about using my keycard that I was trying to get the roam armor. Which again, it didn't explain that, you know, that it's not fully like Shadow Raid, where in Shadow Raid you have to put the keycards in at the same time. It's more like Go Bank, so then I was worried that I was going to waste a keycard, and so then I was going to get fucked on the Roman armor. So really, it's just a series of events where I was worried about using my keycards, because I really wanted to get the Rome and armor, but I never did, and you'll see why later. There's a reason why, you know, it's called semi-stealth. Yeah, so I start moving the last assault rifle and everything. But I think I'll start talking about my thoughts overall of the heist, now that I've played it somewhat stealth. And I think I'll probably just leave the audio on. I guess if people want to see the full video, I guess. I don't know, I think when it gets to the loud bit, then I'll start, you know, being like, okay, I'm just going to leave this on for people to watch if they want to. But I don't dislike it, but it was a point that Ness actually brought up to me where he said it felt very community made, and I highly agree with that. I really highly agree with that, because a lot of this is just reused assets. Like, I mean, come on. The first day is the biker heist with, you know, a biker heist in Big Oil, day one. And then this one is a combination of not only Shadow Raid, Election Day, and then Firestarter, day one. because you have the election day part over on the side where there's all the you know, the crates, containers and shit. And then there's a fire starter with the hangers, and it's really, it's just one of those things where it's like I don't mind it. I even said this in my review of the DLC. I was like, I actually don't mind that they reuse assets, but like, I really hope the next time that they make a heist that it's not reused. Like, I hope it has more original stuff in it, because this entirely just reused assets and concepts. And again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but next time when you do a heist, a new heist, you gotta make sure that it's entirely new. It can't just be a rehash, you know? Because this, a revamp would imply that, you know, it was editing, you know, making an existing version. A rehash is just taking elements and then making this out of it. So, yeah. I think the loud part, oh yeah, then I get confused here. I'm like, wasn't I supposed to put this in the pile? But I was like, I'm already here, so I'm just gonna, you know, put it in anyways. So then I screw up my whole system, which annoys me, but I check out here to make sure there isn't a guard that's gonna go through the door. So then I grab one of the meth bags. Not entirely sure why now, but I just grabbed one of them. Again, there's also a lot of different patterns with the guards. Like, some of them could just watch down that alleyway like Firestarter Day 1. Or if this area, if you don't have this tunnel exit and you have like some other one, then they will treat it like how they go down that one alleyway in Firestarter. I'm gonna, when I like do like a Payday 2 the plan video on this, there's so many things I'm gonna have to describe about this heist, of being like, so you can see this is point for reference from this heist and this heist and this heist. So it works because players are already familiar with some of the elements. One problem that I had was the code. I wasn't understanding because I was looking at the wrong thing. I thought I got the right one, but I didn't. So the code thing messed with me for a while, but like now that I know how it fully works, I'm like, oh, okay. And day 2, again, with just the combination of the keycard really fucked with my brain. Oh yeah, and this cheeky asshole, he's like, I'm gonna go around here, just in case if they wanted to, you know, go out the hole, then I'll just go around and then I'll catch him off guard. But yeah, just the whole keycard thing of like the fact that I got worried that the system was like Shadow Raid, so I had to put 2 keycards in at the same time. Or not at the same time, but you know what I mean. Just until the time lock goes off, where it fully shuts down. And then I was worried about using the keycards for other things like the gates, so. But now that I know how it works, I think next time I play this, because I probably won't play this heist for a long time. Like, this is probably the only stealth-related thing, again, because it's semi-stealth, I should point out, but stealth-related thing that you're gonna see. I realize why I was grabbing this stuff now. It's because I've opened up all the crates, so now everything that's left are in containers, so I just start moving the bags, because the containers is the bit that I was worried about. But yeah, so I just start moving all the bags down here and start grabbing stuff, so. But I think I just started moving all these bags just because there was no one in the area. Another thing is, don't worry about crowbar placement. If you are, the first day, you can just drill the 2 sides, and one of them will have an extra crowbar that the other person can grab. And then there's 3 crowbars on this heist, so you could just grab them, you know, or this section of the heist. I keep referring this heist as like day 2, just because like the first day, I don't like the fact that these 2 days are really split up, you know? Like, I get that the first day is really short, especially when you get the hang of it, but it just pisses me off when, you know, I have to do all this shit again. It's annoying. It's really annoying. Like, this heist really takes dedication. Like, you gotta put time into this heist, you know? It's like the same thing with like Shadow Raid. Like I've played Shadow Raid so many times to the point where like I rarely, like of course, you know, I'm a human being. I mess up every now and then, but like I play that heist so many times that either I can get all the loot or you know, I miss out on the armor. Sometimes they'll get me, like they'll start doing new patterns that I've never seen before. So I don't know if they update patterns or stuff, but yeah, I remember that there was like some stuff that was like, oh, this wasn't, I've never seen this before in the original Shadow Raid, but you know. Another annoying thing is if you're, I don't know, I think on higher difficulties, I think this is the only case, but depending on how many bags you have to get, no matter, it doesn't really amount to matter, but like, you know, if it's like 12 or something, like if it's 9 on the other ones, then you pass, but if it's 12, you have to open the containers to get the objective loot, which is really annoying. So I went through like 2 different builds. I went through, the first one I did was a drill build. I was going to do it like how I used to do it in Election Day, where I would kill off all the guards within the inside to the point where there were so few guards that I could just, you know, drill one side and then drill the other, like be real careful about it, which now makes me wish to, like, I want to play Election Day again. That was a really fun heist to stealth, now that I think about it. But anyways, oh yeah, and then he does this where he'll just like, sometimes he'll just wait there and just look down the hole, like, you know, it's kind of weird that there's a cart there. But anyways, these guys do routines on the regular, so. And I'm guessing the blueprints, you need the blueprints in order to get the vault. So if you want to entirely skip the Roman armor, then just don't grab it. You save yourself a lot of time, I guess. Also, you save yourself a section of the heist where a guy can just randomly pop up because Overkill forgot to add a door or take away the door. Which I'm hoping that they've fucking fixed that on their next update. I know it sounds like I'm really like, I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm upset. Reason being is because there's so much information that I really needed in order to understand the basic functions of this heist, to like get a basic grasp. Like, I miss when like previous heists, whenever they, you know, was a stealth heist, they would like not walk you through it, but they would give you the essentials of like what you need to know, of like, okay, this thing is gonna trigger this thing, so make sure that you do this thing first. You know what I mean? Like Bane in Shadow Raid always told you like there's like a, you know, there's a time lock, so if you don't put in the next key card in, then it's gonna fully shut down and you can't get the armor. That's helpful, you know? Like, but Locke is just like, nah, fuck you. Unless, like, I completely forgot it because I don't really like Locke as a character. Like, you know, I'm happy for the voice actor and everything, but I was never really a big fan of Locke, to be honest. I much preferred Bane. I miss Bane so much. Anyways. So yeah, but like, I need crucial information to like understand the basic function of this heist, like, because I entirely thought that vault was like in Shadow Raid, so then I got paranoid of having the keycard, but it's just crucial information. That's one thing that I think is a real problem with this heist. If like, you know, if YouTube didn't exist, which that's a weird thing to think of, if like videos and like widespread information didn't exist and someone was just playing this, you know, if I was just playing this and I didn't know anything about this game, I would be fucking upset. Like, because, you know, learning from previous heists of the way that things work, it's annoying. It's like, it's really annoying. So then I throw all the bags in. I go through here, and that guy is still there. He does not move. In some instances, he does move. So you could go up that ladder, and then you can go through one of the other windows, which apparently they don't give a shit about windows, I guess. I think this is actually where I got caught. No, this isn't where I got caught. I got caught later on, I think. So what I did is I shot this guy. Went over to grab the bag. Because I guess either he was spotting him or someone else. Trying to walk through these guys. I was trying to gauge like how to not get spotted by them. Oh yeah, and this thing is like you can't jump over these. I was like, oh, there's a guard there, and also the two guys. And I was like, oh wait, I'm just putting this stuff over here, which I used to do for Election Day. You know what? Playing this heist makes me miss playing Election Day. I think that's what this heist has done. I miss playing Election Day so much. Like, I actually really enjoyed the challenge of Election Day to where I don't even want to play this heist anymore. Like, I honestly, I can say, after this video, I do not want to play this heist again. Like, until I absolutely have to. And that's really a shame, because, like, it's fun, loud, and, you know, it just pisses me off if I had that information. That's really what it comes down to, and what I'm upset by. Is if I had that information, I think I would have been able to clear this much faster, but I didn't, so. I start moving the body bag over here. Again, I'll probably put it in post, because I keep trying to see whether or not, like, killing one of the guys actually affects anything. Maybe on the loud part, I'll see it, but anyways. So I start going through here. And there's one Coke bag in there, so it's number 1. So I'm like, and honestly, if I wanted to, I could try and drill it, but I was like, no, I'm gonna use this computer system that it wants me to use. And honestly, the computer system is not that bad. It's interesting in theory. Excuse me. So I run over here and I see like the, you know, all of these, which I was really confused because it, you know, did arrow keys. And I was like, what the point is that? So I tried to move them originally. So then I press and then I'm like, wow. Okay. So then I grab the bag. I'm all excited right now. I'm like, ah, oh, thank God, you know, I'm finally making progress. Maybe I'll be, maybe I'll be able to stealth this whole thing, you know? Which again, I think later on I might feel a little bit better about this heist, but I think after trying to stealth it so many times, and then I try to do a saw way, which is another way that people used to do Shadow Raid. I much prefer the drill route because it's really hard for me to gauge the distance of the saw. I really much prefer drills, but that's not like, you know, me hating on like a playstyle. That's just like, you know, if you prefer it. But yeah, I just but I think later on I might be able to like forgive this heist maybe. Because again, loud part is great. Just the stealth part needed a lot more information. Or just make it more clear. I think just make it more understandable. In case if Locke did say something, because I didn't hear anything from Locke. So then I start trying to figure out. So this guy, he eventually sees me, and then he fires his gun, and I'm fucked. So yeah, as you can see, the meter doesn't move. So then I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Maybe I should go grab the key card, put that in, and then, you know, try and open up the vault. But then I realized, well, I know how this works. Overkill's gonna immediately shut it down as soon as someone calls the cops. So I wasted time here when I could have used that key card for any of these. So then I start just placing drills. And yeah, again, honestly, this would be so much more helpful with like a group of people, but like solo stealth is just such a pain in the ass. So I start putting drills on everything, even though I know the main thing I need to grab is Coke, which by the way, if I start lagging in here, I think it's because like my HUD or the game had to render or, you know, spawn in the enemy, so it was taking it a little bit. It wasn't CPU issues this time, even though I did have some, I think, earlier. Because, like, I recorded the video once today, and then I was like, okay, I want to know, like, how people are doing it, because there's something that I'm missing here, you know? And then, like, I find out, oh, yeah, the computer, you know, you just press on the pad, and then it doesn't do anything. Or it does, you know, it does something. I'm like, oh, cool, would have been nice to know. So tie this guy down finally, because he's only alerted whenever like the police are here. Or I'm sorry, Murky is here because there's no police. So then I start running in. I start looking through other crates because I want to get all the loot. Because I'm gonna be honest, I wanted all the loot just because I was getting infuriated at this point. Like I was getting so mad. I've been trying so hard to try and like solo stealth this. And again, this isn't even part of the official like series. And then I freak out that there's like a bulldozer, you know, shooting his rounds. But like I was saying, like I was, you know, this isn't even for the official video. Like I'm gonna do it way down the line. So I was just, ugh, God. I was so upset. I was just really upset by this heist. So then I gotta get the fuel and everything. And really, the system, this whole like the way that I played the rest of this out, like I wanted to live so bad. I wanted to finish this heist. Like it didn't even matter anymore with the fact that like I went loud. I tried everything, you know. I've tried both experiences with using the saw, the drill method. I've used both, you know, scenarios. So it's kind of like one of those things where I'm like, honestly, I'm honestly okay with not stealthing the heist. Of course, when I play this death sentence, then I'm gonna, you know, worry about it. But in terms of a video, I'm pretty sure I'm well more informed to tell you how I feel about the stealth portion of the heist. Now, one of the things that I wasn't able to do, because again, you need to, you know, you gotta get all the objective bags first. But there's the canisters. They're not like for fire or anything. No, they're for refueling the plane when it goes, you know, or well, it's for refueling the plane during stealth. And then I don't even know if you have to blow up the gate. I don't think you do. No, you probably do. I think you either lockpick it or you blow it up. I don't know which one. That I read somewhere, but yeah. So I guess that's about it. You know, is there any other thoughts? Oh, then this was a tense moment. This whole thing was really tense. Like this whole end part that I'll probably just play out because I'm already done talking. But this whole part is just so stressful. Like it was, I've never been more stressed. Like while playing Payday, like this is the most stress I felt in a long time. Of just trying to do something, just trying to finish a heist, and you know most people would be okay with that. Most people like to be stressed, you know, like they like that, you know, like oh look, it's stressful, you know, I'm working and shit, you know, but like after doing this for so long, I was just pissed off. Oh yeah, and then I was like, wait, what do I have to do here? And it's like button. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that until I have all the loot, because as soon as I open that gate, then I'm fucked. So but yeah, so overall thoughts of the heist. Again, loud. I think I'd get the loud like a 7. I have a really dry voice right now. So that's why my voice cracks are gonna, you know, be more frequent. Sorry. I was just doing something real quick. Anyways. So, yeah, honestly, loud portion, 7 out of 10. It's an above average loud, or I guess more above average loud, you know, if I put it at a 7. I kind of feel like above average is like 6 or 7, like really, or like good is around 8 or 9, and then like really good is like 10 or 11. But anyways, but yeah, it feels, you know, it's a 7. Loud's a 7. Stealth at its current state right now of just how I feel about it, and also just like I wish there was more information. I probably would have to give it like a 5 stealth, just because there is stuff that I like about it, but I feel like if I was given more clear instructions of how things are supposed to go, I probably would have had a much easier time, and I wouldn't be wasting my fucking time having to redo this heist over and over and over again. Like, it pissed me off so much. So overall, do I think the DLCs are worth it? If you had to buy DLCs, buy the DLCs, I highly recommend just buying these two. Buy the Heist because, you know, it's added to your pool of, you know, something that you can do. And apparently, like, the cook-off variant isn't even that fun, from what I've heard. It's literally just, like, there's not any, like, it's just like, oh, look, cook-off, you know, because I guess Overkill thinks everyone in the fucking Payday community really likes cook-off. I think it was more a reference to the fact that, this was kind of a reference to the new Breaking Bad, movie, but again, like, we have so many cook-off variants, like, there's so much meth in this game. Anyways, so, yeah, if you had to buy DLCs, I highly recommend, the Taylor pack is the #1 to buy. Like, just the fact that you have suits and stuff to mess around with, you know, again, that's entirely subjective. You know, like, you could look at that DLC and be like, oh, there's nothing in here that I want. And that's completely fine, you know, that's fair. Like, that's, you know, that's your opinion, but I honestly think that the Taylor pack is infinitely better than most of these things. Now, the Heist, on the other hand, it's fun, loud. When it's fun, loud, it's got a decent, it's got a decent chunk of money. I think the cons are, stealth, not well information, or not well informed, I would say. Probably the fact that I probably had to put that side a con, like, because it's not a positive, but it doesn't fully take it away, but it's just like, you know, the fact that, again, it's rehashed, you know, it's like you're putting two things together to make a new heist, which in theory sometimes works, but as an entirely new heist, like saying that, oh, brand new heist and everything, it's just kind of like, it's not entirely new. Like, you can clearly tell that half of the shit is just from Election Day and Firestarter and, you know, other shit, you know? So I have to say that is technically a con, you know? I mean, that's a very subjective point of view, but again, I have to put it as a con, because, like, you know, you're rehashing the same shit. And again, I can forgive Overkill of that, because I don't mind the fact that it's rehashed. But if I see this shit again, that's gonna piss me off. Like, players do not want rehashed maps, you know? They want new shit. Oh yeah, and in this bit, I tried to save John Wick the whole time, and I kept dying. So I got down here, and then I had to get picked up again, and then I tried to save... I got down, like, in the process of, like, 3 times. I used all 3 of my lives in this process, which is really annoying. So then I get sniped. But, yeah, I highly recommend Taylor Pack first DLC you should buy from this, from the new DLCs. Second one, the Heist, and the one that, if you really want to buy it, the last one... Oh yeah, and then I tried to restart and then it fucked me. The last one, and I highly recommend you don't buy it, is the Cartel Modification Pack. There's not, like... At least for me, there was nothing in there that seemed useful. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, nothing in there seemed really useful. A lot of it was subjective, like, sites are very subjective, but a lot of the modifications I think were just worthless and shit. So I would say the modification I would put lower. Like, it's the lowest one to buy. Like, I would not recommend anyone buying that fucking DLC. And, you know, I understand Overkill's financial decision. I think I'm one of the few people, like, I'm probably in the minority group here, you know, where not everyone, like, the majority of people seem to want Overkill to fail. Like, they're really upset by them, where I'm more in this like state of like, I kind of understand where they're at, you know, in the financial status that they're at and everything. And, you know, I hope people keep their jobs there. Again, overall, like, I honestly don't, I'm kind of happy with the overall feel of, you know, Payday coming back and everything, and them doing new stuff again. But, you know, I'm gonna be critical. Like, I'm still gonna stick to, I'm treating this as if I was, you know, doing Payday content again. You know, I'm kind of getting louder because, you know, they're shooting and everything. I'll just turn it down on my end. There we go. Anyways. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm still gonna treat it as if, like, you know, this was new DLC getting released way back in the day and everything. So I'm still gonna treat it like that. Like, I hope Overkill does well. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, overall, 2 out of 3 isn't bad. You know, 2 out of 3 isn't bad. Like, they succeeded with the heist. I think the heist is very subjective. I mean, the heist is only going to be subjective, but, like, it's not terrible. Like, there's definitely worse heists that you could buy and shit, but honestly, it's not terrible. But also, it's just like the con again. It's like the rehashed maps. But I don't think it's terrible. The Taylor pack is probably the best thing out of this whole thing. You know, just the fact that, you know, suits and again, it's a subjective view. But I honestly, I think out of all of this, Overkill got a 2 out of 3. And the reason why I say 2 out of 3 is, you know, there was 3 DLC released. But there's no, in my honest opinion, there's no redeeming quality of that fucking, that shit. That modification pack. Like, there's so many better ones out there that I highly recommend. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna let this play out. If you want to see the rest of it, there's no audio, or okay, there is audio from the in-game, but there's no like you know, microphone audio, just because I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to do this. Like, I'm just gonna do this, you know, post, because of the amount of footage that I have. I don't know if I'm gonna release it ever, just because there is no audio. Maybe I'll find some bits and pieces in there that I can release as like little funny things that I saw while playing Heist. But honestly, I want to fucking be done. I've been trying so hard to play this Heist. It's just a fucking annoying game. Anyways, that's about it for me. Enjoy the rest of the video. It's not that long. I mean, this video is long. It's an hour. It's gonna be an hour. There isn't really much that I can cut out. But again, if you want to watch the rest of it, go ahead. Just because, like, right around the end, as soon as I complete the heist, I fucking give it the middle finger. I was so fucking upset. But yeah. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. Again, if you enjoyed the heist, more power to you. But I'm gonna be honest, I just, the stealth part is so fucking annoying, man. But, you know, the loud part's great. And, you know, would I buy the Heist DLC again? Yeah, I probably would, just because I like to have more maps to do shit in. But, yeah, so. Anyways, yeah, that's about it for me. And I'm clapping my hands a lot, because, you know, I'm at like a fucking speech, you know, this is my TED Talk and shit. But yeah, if you know, let me know what you guys think of the heist if you're still here. What do you think of the Taylor pack? What do you think of the modifications pack? I think this is going to probably be the last video of Payday that I release doing this shit event. I say shit as in, like, you know, more of a generic term, not to say the quality of this event. Because the quality of the event is not actually that bad. Like, I like the way, the one thing that I will say that I did not like about how they handled this was the fact that they did not reveal the price until, like, right around the end. So a lot of people thought that it was going to be free DLC when it was not. Which, I mean, if you look at the website, they just really need to be more clear about things. I think that's the worst. That's honestly the worst thing about this whole event. It's just like, I think the post of the CEO, you know, did very clear of his intentions. I like that, but overall, the rest of this heist, I needed more info. I need to be more informed, and I think people need to be more informed, because a lot of people thought that, you know, this was going to be free DLC, and it wasn't. And again, like, I understand there's nothing wrong with it being paid, but yeah. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. I'm gonna take a break. I think I've earned it today. Yeah. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Get ready! Contact! Go to the chest!
Hands up, motherfucker! Down on your knees!
I got contact!
Cuff yourself!
Help!
Put him up!